Shadows on the wall, noises down the hall. Life doesn't frighten me at all.
How are you doing today, beautiful people? I am very excited to be on this platform to talk to every listening ears about Ifa Ela ministry. I would like to say that I do not see myself as a preacher in a traditional sense. I have clarity that I'm placed on this platform to rather be an informer of God's way and how every one of us needs to have clarity of the light that we carry. And this platform is precisely designed for people who would like to connect to their inner person, to their inner God. What is Ifa Ela? For a person to say to themselves or to come and say, I can define the meaning of Ifa Ela, is very impossible. Because Ifa Ela is a way of life. Ifa Ela is where life, everything life cometh from. Ifa Ela is like trying to describe a living God that cannot be transformed into a ghost. But as we go along on this journey, we're going to be looking at the clarity of Ifa Ela every week. Because Ifa Ela is non-ending. Ifa Ela is actually what English language written as universe. But to look at Ifa Ela from a very straight and efficient manner for this video or for this week, I will say, according to the instruction of the universe, Ifa Ela is a rhythm, sound, voice, dance, music of life. And there's a 3 points of life that one needs to address before you can actually connect to Ifa Ela. Because Ifa Ela is a light, is a connection of energy that continues to give life. It's non-ending. So the 3 points of life that we need to connect with before we can actually connect to the light of God that is in us are ancestors, generations, and generations are of 2 stands. We are generations and generations that are coming. Generations that are coming are already here, in the sense that what is already is and what is going to be already is. And that's why it's important for every one of us to have the ability to make ourselves prepare for that energy of life. Because when that time comes, which is now, that time, we've entered into that time of life. So we all need to be able to live our life in that light so that we can connect to that connection of energy that ends not. So that we can prepare ready for the generations that are coming. Because they're coming, they're already here. So when we're not of light and we can connect to this energy, whoever is not able to connect to this energy will find that they will end up being a self-destructive people to themselves. And that is basically, for this video, what the clarity of the Father that we're teaching one another. As universe has instructed me We need to weekly teach one another, remind one another of warning of the week. We have to remind ourselves of warning of the week, and we have to have instruction to go away with, to be able to meditate over. The warning of the week for this video is, first of all, let's look at a scenario, a two scenario. First scenario is a situation whereby a person or community of people are living their best lives, the best way they know how, but without hypocrisy. No man can actually remove hypocrisy from themselves, but it's our duty as universe has instructed us to try. When we do that, the universe will be able to come and remove every form of hypocrisy from us. And then you have another scenario, the second scenario, whereby a person or a group of people strive on lying and destructions. Every lying tongues are released from prosperity. Now, I know hearing that may scare some people, but here is the good news. Every one of us, as universe has instructed us, meaning Ifa Ela, we are all, everything, including cats, cockroaches, birds, and bees, we're all eligible to rewind, review, and renew our way of lives. For instruction of the week, for the purpose of this particular video, is to watch closely your tongue and what you use it to say. Second, watch your footsteps. Know where you go and why you're going there. You must go to a place for the purpose of to add value, so that value can be added onto you. And can I just say as well that I am not coming from my own intelligence. Rather, I can only speak what I know and what universe has instructed me to talk about. Now I have to go back a little in the sense that, remember when I said earlier, there's 3 points of contact to be able to have a relationship with Ifa Ela. And this 3 points of contact, I remember I said ancestral. What that is saying is, according to the instruction of the universe, we must begin to, as people, everyone have a duty to honor and celebrate their ancestor. So in the Ifa Ela ministry, we will be honoring our ancestors. It's our way of life. We have to begin to celebrate our ancestors as a way of life. We have to celebrate our ancestors and honor our ancestors. And generations, and the generation that have been given a task to honor ancestors and celebrate ancestors are going to be honored and celebrated as well. And in every walks of life, celebrate ancestors ordinarily, but now we have to just make it our way of life, because ancestors are not dead people. Ancestors are the light of life, and they are the one that instruct our path and guide our ways. So when we celebrate them, they will be forever present in everything we do, so that everything we do will become an overflowing light of life. And so for this video, the ancestors that we are celebrating, we're dedicating this month of May to is Maya Angelou, Michael Jackson, and Fela Kuti. Now the generation that have been given a task and duty to raise up their voice, to honor ancestor, knowingly and unknowingly. For this week, we'll be honoring Kelly, Common, Usher, and Jarul. It is clear to every one of us that these people that I've mentioned have actually used their voice, their talent, their skill to contribute to the music industry. It is for this reason that universe has instructed Ifa Ela ministry to honor these people and celebrate them today and always. And we'll be doing this as we go along with all our ancestors right from the onset, and to everyone that's used their talent to honor ancestors and celebrate them in every walks of life. But the meaning of Ifa Ela specifically is sound of life, music. So that makes sense when my heart instructs me to talk about people that are in the music industry, because in my journey so far I have realization that Ela is a sound, is a music of life. Therefore, people in music industry takes almost like 80% of, if we were to describe Ifa Ela in own voice aspects, dance, rhythm aspect. I hope what I've said makes sense, and I look forward to seeing everyone next week. I have clarity that with Okwe Ashela, Morimi Ifa Ela will keep us beyond next week. Alafia to all.
Life doesn't frighten me at all. Not at all. Not at all. Life doesn't frighten me at all.